Good morning. Welcome to Homebuilt Workshop. Welcome to Wednesday Live. Why does the something looks different again? And I don't know. Maybe it's me. But anyway, what's everybody up to? How's your Wednesday? Your Wednesday going? Whether it's for Sam, Wednesday afternoon, evening, or those of us here, it's Wednesday morning. Anyway, I hope your day's going awesome as we settle in and I get things situated here. Sam's here. Sam says, hello, everyone. Good morning. Good afternoon, Sam. Hope your day is going awesome. Sam says, let me just correct the date format. Oh, it's an American event, July. Oh, I got you, Sam. Robert says, howdy, everyone. How's it going? Something in my eye, it feels like. We're doing good, Robert. You're doing well. And Ray's here. Crafted by Ray. Says good morning. Good morning, Ray. How are you doing? How's your Wednesday going for you? Everything here is going good. Going good. This has been our coldest week so far. Not terribly cold during the day, but this weekend we're supposed to be well below zero. And yeah, I've been kind of preparing, making sure I have fuel and stuff for the heat. And I think did I talk about the diesel heater that I've been having trouble with that? I'm just gonna jump into that really quick because I want to pick your guys' brains. And but anyway, so I rebuilt that diesel heater this past fall. The heater's been working awesome, but now that it's cold, I'm having trouble with the fuel gelling up. It will not continue running. So I bought some of that anti-gel stuff. I don't know if I was a little too late kind of thing. And when I poured it in, it didn't clear things up. But I can't keep that heater going, and it's been making me crazy. So yesterday, I went and got some kerosene so I could put a little kerosene in the tank. And it seemed like it was going to be okay. But I was running it this morning, and it ran fine for, I don't know, about an hour or so, and then it quit. So I don't know what's going on. Any of you have experience with diesel, whether, vehicles or equipment and stuff like that? What am I doing wrong? I don't know. A lot of times when I worked at the farm, all we would run was that, the dyed off-road diesel, and it was my understanding that that was already treated. So we never had to add anything to the farm machinery. I've never had a diesel truck or something, so I don't know. If you guys got any tips, let me know. I know you can put kerosene in there that helps lower the freezing point of the diesel. I've also put the additive in there that you buy. It doesn't seem to work. So I don't know if I need more, if I'm using the wrong kind. Anyway, I'm open to suggestions. Try to get this figured out. Let's see. Ray says he's doing great. Right on. Time surfing, oh man, still confirms that things are backwards. I spent probably 45 minutes a few days ago looking up, maybe an hour even, looking up settings and things to try to fix that whole backwards thing, because it's annoying to me and I'm not even looking at it. You guys are looking at it and I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I don't know why it's not mirroring things back the way it's supposed to. I don't understand it. I did change some settings on the camera thinking that maybe that would fix it. And I did do a test, shooting some kind of selfie type pictures using this camera that we're using right now. And everything was readable. I could see everything. I don't know why now I can't. I don't understand it. It seems like it's more related to YouTube than it is to my camera settings. So what's that do? What is that? Did something just change? You guys let me know. It like zoomed in or something on me. I don't know what that did. Did I just fix it? I would feel silly if it did, but you just let me know before I switch that back. I don't know what that button does. Did I just fix it? I can't tell. You tell me. Is it fixed? Time Surfing says, morning, Jeff. Good morning. Good morning. How are you doing? What's going on in your world? Sam says, with the super chat. Says, missed the beginning of the stream. Was making a cup of tea. Was that date fixed better? LOL. This is for coffee. Sam, thank you. Coffee right here. Because I'm not, there we go. Hold on. I can't multitask. I can't press buttons and try to talk at the same time. Because I said I tried that tea. And it wasn't my thing. So I'm going to stick with the coffee. But thank you, Sam. Keeping that coffee cup filled. Robert says, I got my Gecko Blocks bench cookies. Oh, in the mail yesterday from Bench Critters. They seem really nice. Nice. Right on. Time Servant says Zoom. Yeah, that's all I saw it happen, but I don't know what that was. Ah! Oh, wow. That's, yeah, don't do that again. What does that button do? Oh, that switched cameras. Look at that. Huh. Interesting. Robert says, that's what I was thinking. It's still backwards. Okay. I'm going to stop messing with stuff. That's literally the only setting that I can see. What is that? Oh, that's a share button. We don't want to do that right now. Anyway, I don't know, guys. It's frustrating to me because I can't figure it out. Why is it backwards? I'll have to look at, maybe there's some sort of global settings for YouTube lives that fixes things. You know what? I should try one. I should try one on, like on Facebook or something, just a test. Just to go live on there and see if it's backwards. One of these days I should try that and find out. Crafted by Ray says, on the bright side, the Call of Duty looks great. The Call of Duty? Are you playing the game? I haven't played any games like that in years. I used to like that one. Tony's here! Tony says, morning sunshine. Good morning, Tony. How are you doing? This fine Wednesday morning. Ray says the quality looks great. Call of Duty quality. That's funny though. LOL. That is funny. Yeah. But I haven't played that for like, I don't know, probably 10, 15 years. That's funny. Darn autocorrect. See, Sam, you're not the only one. Let's see here. Sam says I got the DeWalt DCS 7781 X2. A delivery guy took forever to deliver. What's up with deliveries these days, Sam? That's funny that you mentioned that because that just confirms that it's not just here. It's all over the place. And honestly, I think that they're literally just overwhelmed with stuff. I feel like they probably don't have enough people, to get all the packages delivered and that sort of thing. I don't think it's their fault necessarily. And I'm not mad at any of the delivery drivers. I'm not saying you were either, but still. I just feel like there's like everyone, they're short-staffed and overworked and all that stuff, and I don't know what's going on. But it seems, I don't know. We just got to show them some patience, I believe. I think overall that that could go a long ways. Anyway, let's see. Ray says I haven't been able to play video games in a long time. Just no time. Yeah, just there's not time to sit down. It's I've kind of moved on from that. I used to really enjoy sitting down playing some video games for a while, and it's been quite like I said, probably 10 plus years. Well, probably since before my daughter was born, so it's probably been 12, 13 years. 13, 14 years since I really played video games. But, yeah, I don't know. Just a phase of life, I guess. What are you guys working on? What's on your workbench? I'm going to show you what I've been working on here in just a moment. But, yeah, just let me know. What kind of projects? What are you working on now? What projects do you have coming up? Yeah, let me know. I'd like to hear what everybody's got on the bench. What's on your workbench? Let's see. Sam says they didn't even bother contacting me on phone or email. Yeah, see that? I don't know. I can't make excuses for them because I don't know the situation necessarily. But yeah, I know there are some serious challenges in the delivery, the the whole delivery. What do you call that? System? Maybe, I don't know. I just try. The only thing that I can do is to try to plan my deliveries accordingly, right? I try very, very hard myself to not, to try to account for things. But if I'm going to need something, I try to order it in plenty of time, right? This project that I'm getting ready to start on is one example. I've ordered supplies. I just try to give them as much time as I can before I have to really, be under the gun for, I don't know. Does that even make sense? I try to not order last minute and expect something the next day, sort of thing. Basically is what I'm trying to say. Sorry if that kind of didn't make a whole lot of sense, because it didn't make sense to me either. Not enough coffee. There we go, that's better. Time Surfing says, I Googled, Alexa said it must have gotten turned around. But oh, it's funny. Cover that up. You guys can't give me a hard time. There, hold on. I'm gonna fix this problem. You guys are hassling me over it. Which I'm okay with, by the way. Oh boy, there goes that. There. Where'd that go? What kind of show is this? This is like amateur hour here. Me being the amateur. Anyway, enough of that. There, see? Fixed. I should leave that on there. You guys will know why. Those of you in the know will know why that's there. Ray says, I'm working on editing a video I made for a gaming table. Right on. Very cool. Sam says, I also got the DCN 701. Oh, 18-volt stapler. Nice. Jim says, Jimmer, what's up? Jimmer says, I never pay for the next day because it's always 2 to 3 days later. Yeah, I never, ever pay for anything next day, ever. Even if I would like to have it next day, I refuse to pay for expedited shipping. I don't have Amazon Prime. I also refuse to pay for that just to get next day shipping because I don't want to pay for it. One of my goals is to keep monthly expenses as low as possible. And by not paying for stuff like that, that's one way that I go about it. But yeah, I never pay for any of that. I take either, you can take 2 weeks to get it to me if it's free, or, I pay for the lowest priority. Time Surfing's laughing. Me too. Sam says, why is DeWalt 20 volt in America, in Canada, but 18 volt in the UK? What gives? That's a good question, Sam. I have no idea. I didn't even know that was a thing. I didn't know. That's interesting. Mike says, morning all. Mike Johnson in the house. Good morning, Mike. How are you doing this morning? Corey's here. Corey says, I like it when they have free shipping when you spend over a certain amount of money on your order. Yeah, I do too, except for when the thing you need is like, I don't know, $35, but the free shipping is $75. Then I got to weigh the pros and cons of, is it worth it to me to pay for the shipping, or will I spend more by adding stuff to my cart, which is usually, it's usually how it goes, and that's the whole idea, right? You spend more, so then they give you free shipping, so it's a way to bump up the amount you spend. But I will stop and I will start weighing the difference. Okay, I could add this to the cart, but I don't really need whatever that thing is. So sometimes I will just pay for, I'll just pay for the shipping, which I don't like to do, but But the other day, though, I did order some guitar parts, and it was one of those things, free shipping over $99, and the stuff in my cart was like $95 for some truss rods and things. And so actually, it worked out pretty good. I just added a couple of nut blanks to the cart, and bam, free shipping, which I'll use the nut blanks anyway. So, it wasn't a big deal. Why's my finger bleeding? Huh. Anyway, so what the heck are we working on over here? Well, last week I showed you the Epiphone, the Accubase that I'm going to be making a new neck for. Wow. Now this is not the final neck. This is still a test neck, but it is on there. It's not even bolted on. You can see that this is very loose. I'm holding it by the neck. It's a very snug fit, but it's actually a little too snug, but I still have some sanding to do that I didn't bother to do on this test. I've been running tests after test after test, and I'm about ready to start cutting the actual neck. In fact, that's going to be the video that I'm going to start working on probably this afternoon. Building the replacement neck for this guitar. I've already got, it's kind of hard to grab everything. I've got my piece of maple here that I'm going to use to make the neck. It's already thicknessed and ready to go. I like to try to thickness everything, and get it rough dimensioned or mostly dimensioned ahead of time so that it can sit. Even though these pieces of wood have been acclimated to my shop for a long time, I do like to just let it sit, at least a day, couple of days after removing material, whether it's, a resaw kind of thing or thicknessing stuff down. I just like to let it reacclimate, if that makes any sense. Stuff like this that's been here for a couple of years probably doesn't make a whole lot of difference, but it's just something I like to do anyway when I can. So I'm getting ready to start on the replacement neck for this. I want to pick your guys' brain. I know I mentioned that I want to offer these for as sort of a replacement style neck. I'm talking with a friend of mine. He was suggesting maybe leave this a paddle type headstock. I would probably leave this the same so that it doesn't change, but just block this off sort of thing, or leave it, just a more of a chunky thing. And I don't think that's a bad idea. Then it wouldn't specifically be a Haley Guitars neck. So if somebody wanted to do something different, I could put Haley Guitars on the back, replacement sort of something or other, or on the heel. I don't think that's a terrible idea. But I don't know. What do you guys think? What do you think about that? But anyway, this is going to be something I'm starting on probably, like I said, today. Making a new neck for that thing, and then getting this replacement neck thing going on. I made me a new truss rod drilling jig out of some multi-color change printer filament, but it's got a drill bushing in there. I don't have a good sample neck here anyway, but the way this will work, before the fretboard is on, this will pops right onto the neck, centers up where I need to drill the hole, and then everything is nice and lined up. So I think it's going to work a lot better than the one I've been using. The other one that I've been using, I just have to line everything up by eye, which has worked fine, but this is designed specifically for this neck. Kind of cool. I love just being able to design something and then print it out on the 3D printer, and then your drill bushing just fits into place and things just fit. It's super cool. So I got that done. I'm going to catch up with comments here in just a second. But also, I'm getting ready. If I can grab this stuff without dropping it. I'm getting ready to do another. I'm actually building a second neck I've got one as a commission that I'm building for a customer, but I've already started working on that. It's going to be the exact same neck. This one's just going to be mahogany maple laminate, and then we'll be building that at the same time. All right, I'm coming back. I'm coming back to your comments here. Mike says, tired. I'm tired. Mike, I'm sorry you're tired. Maybe you can get a little nap in at some point. Jimmer says it loses 2 volts with the time change. Yeah, that's a big time change. Teodoro says hi from Brazil. Greetings. Good morning. How's your day going? How's everything in Brazil? That's awesome. And Paul's here. Paul says greetings, everyone. Good morning, Paul. How are you doing? Did you guys get all thawed out down there? I hope so. We're supposed to freeze up this weekend, like below 0, big time. Yeesh, it's not going to be fun. Paul says you can sell it as a paddle, and you can also sell it in custom if you like. I brand all my necks and shape them to customer specs. Mostly make them for guitars I build, but I have sold necks. Yeah, see, I'm not 100% sure how I want to go about that. I feel like I want to maybe try releasing those as neck only. You know, basically for P and J bass style neck pockets. But I can't quite understand, or I can't quite figure out exactly how I want to do that. Do I want to make it my neck with the brand on there? That's the way I would like to go, but I'm trying to think broader. Like, I don't know if people are going to want to buy just a Haley neck. I don't know. That's why I'm asking you. I like your feedback. Sam says, don't pick my brain. It's my precious. It's painful, right? Yeah. Time Serpent says, brand it pocket side, give both options. Yeah, that's another thing. Maybe there's 2. Maybe one of them cuts out actually my neck, and then there's another one that cuts it out a paddle style. I don't know. Paul says, got to watch selling necks. You're competing with cheap ones on eBay, and people will try to bring you down to that price, which is why I prefer to only make necks for guitars I build. Yeah, that's another thing that I thought about. You know, you can go online and you can buy a cheap eBay something or other, but I don't know. Mine will not be one of those necks. So I think, I mean, I'm not as worried about that. If they want it that cheap, they can go buy one that cheap, and but it's a valid point. I somehow scrolled all the comments here. I don't know why. Robert says, one thing that frustrates me when ordering things online, you order something and it gives you an estimated delivery date, and it's maybe 5 to 10 days out. Then check tracking and it hasn't shipped. Yes, I've noticed that too. So for these guitar necks that I'm getting ready to start on, I had to order truss rods. I had to order carbon fiber rods, and in order to get the best price, I had to order them from different places. I use a 24-inch truss rod because I like that little bit longer one, and I can only seem to find those from one supplier. I can't find the 24s anywhere else, so I ordered them, and I get a date, and it says it's shipped days ago. Still not here. Not a big deal yet because I don't need it, so I'm not too concerned. Carbon fiber rods, I have no idea. I think those might have shipped, but yeah, same kind of thing. It's like you get the shipping notification. Like I said, I just try to plan, so it doesn't really matter to me most of the time. You know, if it takes an extra day, 3 days, it's all right. It's all right. I try to just do it ahead of time and be ready. And then one other thing I do, like these, I don't just order one. I order like a whole batch. That way I've got them for next time, and I don't have to order again for a little while. Mike says, well, I think that's a terrible idea. It requires the buyer to have the woodworking skills to modify it. Why not make it yours? Mike, Definitely respect that. Originally, that's my plan, right? Make it my neck. I'm just trying to understand if people would be interested in that. Honestly, just buying one of my necks. I would want, ideally, I would make this exact neck, and I would put. Well, this one's broken, but anyway, I would put my logo on there, everything, but it's just the neck. That's how I would like to do it. But I'm not sure. I don't know. Maybe I'll just start out that way, and then if nobody seems to want one, that's fine. Maybe we'll add an option. I don't know. I don't know. This is all new to me. I've not tried to sell just necks before, so I welcome the feedback, and I welcome you all challenging me on different things. I'm totally okay with that. So, Mike, it's not my favorite idea either, doing like the paddle thing. It's not. But I don't think it's a terrible plan. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe I'll start out with just doing it mine and see what happens. You need a neck? Here's a Haley neck. It's already got a name on it. You want your name on there? Well, you'll have to get something different. Or do a custom build. Ooh, there's an option. Sam says, perhaps 3D print chainsaw blade guards to sell. It have to be a pretty small chainsaw, Sam, in order to be able to print a blade guard. As I'm looking up there at my chainsaw with a 42-inch bar, there's no way I could print a chainsaw guard for that. Even my little one that I have has like a 12-inch bar. I couldn't print a guard for it. I like the idea. But it would have to be for more like a pole saw. Those little tiny things is about the only thing I could 3D print. Unless I got a much bigger 3D printer. So I don't know. I like the idea. I do, because I don't have a cover for my smallest saw. And then I also have one of those pole saws, that you mount on the end of your weed whacker. Have you guys seen those? It's got like a 15-foot pole with a little chainsaw on the end. It's actually super handy. It's 6-inch bar, 8-inch bar. Super handy for reaching up and getting a lot of limbs, really. That doesn't have a guard either. I could probably 3D print one for that. Paul says, the cold's coming back this weekend. Gonna get cold again. Yes, we're gonna get it this weekend too, Paul. Our highs, our lows overnight are well below zero. I would say this is probably our typical cold snap that we see in January. Again, that's why I was wrestling with the diesel heater, trying to get this fuel deal figured out. I don't know. Yeah, I just want to have plenty of options, and I like to be able to have things that I can move into the house too. Like I have one of those kerosene heaters. I just brushed all the dust off it today. Haven't used it in years, but I brushed the dust off today, put a little kerosene in there, and I got it burning right now. Just as an extra heat thing. If I need to move it in the house for some reason, just as some extra heat when we get super cold, I don't know. You never know what's going to happen. I just like to be prepared. But this whole diesel heater thing, to me, the diesel fuel thing gelling up is very frustrating to me. Mike says, or allow both. Yeah, both is custom. I got you. Yeah, maybe that might not be a bad idea. Maybe my neck style or a paddlehead stock style with tuner holes drilled. That's the only thing. I kind of want to add the tuner holes myself, but I don't know. I kind of like that. Maybe I should draw up a simple paddle design. Maybe it's not giant like some of the ones you can buy, but to give you a little bit of customization. Huh, not a bad idea. Paul says, problem with branding your stuff, as you know, if you sell parts and someone else builds a guitar and does it badly, someone sees your name on it and can affect brand reputation. Yes. Yeah. I don't have a good solution, except maybe I don't know. That's kind of why I'm thinking that I'm not necessarily marketing these as for to build your own guitar kind of thing. I don't know. More as a replacement. But then I'm thinking, if somebody buys one as a replacement for their Fender P bass, are they going to want my brand on there? I don't know. There's a lot of variables here, and I don't really know, I guess, until I know. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to build this neck, and I'm going to take a couple pictures of it, and then I'm going to slap it up on the website and see what happens. I'm not out anything. It's not like I'm going to build a dozen necks ahead of time. I would still do them, one at a time, basically. Put a little note on there, there's a lead time. Just use this one that I am for sure going to build as the kind of the test subject, and throw it up there. I'm not out, like I said, because I'm not building a ton of them. Excuse me. But yeah, you're right, Paul. That is a very valid point. Sam says, someone want to buy Jeff's neck? Oh, no, it's not for sale. Mike says, look at the Warmouth model. Stamp the heel and allow buyers to make the headstock theirs. Yeah, I've looked at that a lot. I looked at it a lot. And I can't compete with Warmouth. I can't. I mean, they make a super quality replacement neck. That are at what I feel is a pretty fair price. So yeah, my goal is to not. There's no way I can compete with Warmouth even at their prices, really. But yeah, Warmouth has a great model. Jimmer says, print the chain guard in sections that screw or bolt together. So you can print it. So you could just add a section. That's an idea. I do like that idea, because that would be a good application for a 3D printed thing. And we can even print it out of like this orange, pink color changing stuff, right? Super fashionable. I think I've messed up the infill on this, because this feels super heavy. I mean, it's not a big deal, but I think I've messed it up somewhere. Corey says there's tree fallers out here in Oregon. Some of them have a 6-foot bar. Goes on the chainsaw. That's the cut. Yeah, that's the cut down the big timber. Yes. I've seen some of those 6-foot bars. I got the 42-inch on mine because, for running in my chainsaw mill, I would ideally like to have it larger, but my power head can't handle it. Struggles a little bit with this 42-inch. The power head on mine is a 72 cc. I'd like to get one of the big ones, like the 120 cc at some point, power heads. So if you know anybody that's got one, like what is that? It's a Husqvarna 3120 XP, I believe. I'd love to have a power head like that, but they're expensive. Yeah, some of those are pretty incredible. Time Serpent says, I need one of those saws. Got a branch or two, needing some attention. Oh, yeah, the ones for the weed whacker. Oh, they're great. It's awesome. You're not going to go slicing these big giant, you're not going to go cutting up firewood with it. But that's not what it's made for. For putting on the end of your weed trimmer, and it works incredible. It's a pole saw attachment. This uses you pull off the weed whacker deal, just at least on mine, you press a little spring-loaded plunger button, pulls off the end, you snap on the pole saw attachment. It works great. If you do it, you got to wear safety glasses, maybe even goggles, because, and now I know this for a fact, because it's happened. When you're like this, right, and you're sawing a limb overhead, the sawdust is falling right back in your face. And it's not fun. So glasses are a must. Paul says, I don't know if I want Jeff's neck. Prominent Adam's apple, not something I could use. Yeah. Right there. No, I want to keep my neck. Robert says, we had some snow this past Friday. I think it was. It was decent snow for us in Oklahoma. Got about 4 inches. Nice. That's not bad. We got some. When did we get some? Last Thursday. So we hung out on Wednesday for the live last week. Thursday, we had some snow event move in. Started out the day started out fine. We went to, I took my daughter to school. There was a little bit of snow kind of blowing around a little bit, but I got her dropped off at school, got home, and not long after that, the wind picked up and it literally switched to like blizzard conditions. I couldn't see, you couldn't see, 100 feet in front of you kind of thing. And I'm like, oh, geez. The kids are at school, which is not a big deal. They're safe at school. But I'm thinking, man, if this keeps up, it's going to be a disaster trying to go, pick her up in the afternoon. But thankfully, it lasted, several hours, and it cleared up just before I had to leave to head over to the school. So I was like, whew, because I've been in whiteout conditions. It is not fun to drive. It is the worst. So, yeah, it was interesting. And then, that was just Thursday. Was nasty. Friday was fine. Sun was out, clear, everything. We didn't get a whole lot of snow, but it was quite the little snowstorm there. Paul says, I sold bodies on eBay to some guys in LA that built and sold customs poorly and had someone call me to get support on it. I worked out something to protect my brand, but it can hurt your image. Yeah, that's also a good point. Also a good point, Paul. Yeah, I don't know. Just things to think about. Mike says, it's the concept, not a comparison. Stamping the neck defines your branded neck, not the whole guitar build. That's true. Sorry, I was thinking about that there. Didn't mean to pause in silence. I was taking a moment of silence to think about that. Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, it's not something I've tried before. So I'm not sure how I want to go about it. Sam says weed whackers are called strimmers. Oh, the string trimmers. Yeah. Francisco's here. Francisco says, hello, Jeff. Good morning, Francisco. How are you? Francisco asks, what's your favorite part of guitar making? Wow, that's a great question. Favorite part of guitar making? I'm going to say when an instrument is complete. And this could be any instrument. This could be a regular solid body electric guitar, electric bass guitar, or even an acoustic guitar. I've only done a couple of acoustics, but still the feeling is the same. I think for me, the funnest part is when you actually get it all done, right? And you string it up and it actually plays its first notes. And hearing it, just hearing it, I think is the funnest part. It's also for me the most satisfying because I know that I've just spent, depending on what sort of instrument it is, the last several weeks to the last several months even for an acoustic, working on, right here, basically, a stack of boards, little sticks that I've been working on, preparing piece by piece, and ending up with a completed instrument that plays music. It's just super cool. And, just knowing, especially stuff like I'm working on right now, right? Look at this pile of test things. There is literally weeks of testing here and modifications and designing, and to be able to get it done. Like even this project that I'm getting ready to start is not a full guitar build. This is an Epiphone guitar body, but I'm building a new neck for it. The neck is broken. The original neck, which I showed it last week, but the headstock's cracked. So I am building a new neck for it, and I will be putting one of my necks on this, and it will be back and it'll be alive. And that is going to be cool. So I think hearing the notes after you've spent some time building the components is kind of at least one of my favorite parts. Yeah, it's just super cool. It's super cool, especially with an acoustic, because there are so many steps, so many different operations building an acoustic instrument that is honestly, it's almost mind-boggling to me. I've built 2 acoustics only. I've done a lot of electrics over the years, but only 2 acoustics, and it's absolutely incredible when you get that done and you string it up and you play a chord. It's so cool. Such a good feeling. Corey says you could take the Husqvarna and have the power head board polished and you get a little bit more CCs. I've thought about that. I've seen some kits and stuff like that. Some of the saw builders. The thing is I don't know. I don't know if anybody around here actually builds saws. There's not a huge lumber industry here. We don't have trees, I'm sure maybe up in the mountains they have more. So I feel like I'd have to send the power head somewhere, to somebody, maybe in your neck of the woods that can actually build it. I've watched videos, some YouTube videos on it, because I've thought about that too, port and polish, that sort of thing. But I think this 42-inch bar that I have on there, I mean, unless a port and polish really makes a huge difference, or even boring it out, I really think I need a bigger power head, really. I'm not saying it wouldn't help. I believe it would absolutely help. But in order to be able to really go with a bigger bar, I think I just need a bigger motor, really. I think it'd be pretty cool. It'd be a fun project too. I have thought about trying to tackle some of that myself. I don't know if I, maybe start with something used and maybe a little less. I don't know. I don't want to screw up my good saw, I guess, first. So something to practice on first. Tan Mace here. Tan Mace says hello. How are you, man? Hope you had a great holiday season. I did. I hope you did as well. Hard to believe. Hard to believe that we're in a new year. It's incredible. Yeah, the holidays were great, except for the fact that I got sick and took me a while to get over that nonsense. It was kind of crazy. But yeah, we're off to a good start now. I'm feeling kind of back on track with things. And yeah, we're rolling along. So what are you up to? Mike says, guitar making. The chainsaw. Build a chainsaw guitar. That'd be kind of fun. Paul says, most interesting thing I found was when my bodies and guitars were being duplicated in China. Didn't think I was that big a brand, but it was funny. Anything they can to copy, make a buck, I guess. Yeah, that's almost what it seems like. Yeah, they just, just take something, figure out what they can, what they can do to make a buck. And, overall, the quality is not great, but I got to say this. The speed at which they can basically replicate, I don't want to say duplicate because it's not always exact. It doesn't take them very long, right, to find a product, make a copy of it, and put it out there to the market. I almost have to give kudos for that. You know what I'm saying? Because it's pretty quick in a lot of cases to take something and make a copy and throw it out there. It takes me way longer than that. I mean, I'm not going to copy someone's design, but just to create something and put it out in the market that quick, right? So, they're doing CNC stuff, especially for guitar bodies and things, I would imagine anyway. I can't imagine that there's a guy with a template. Maybe, I don't know, a template and a pin router. I guess it's possible, but I know how much work it takes me to try to come up with something that I feel comfortable saying is mine. And the fact that they'll just rip something off like that and get it out there in a pretty quick time, I don't know. It's kind of impressive. Robert Robert, you've been doing some research. Right on. Robert says, we're looking at possible reasons for the diesel fuel gelling. Might be contaminated. The article said the main cause of gelling is paraffin particles in the fuel solidifying. Yes, that's exactly what happens. It's just a byproduct, not a byproduct. It's just a component of the diesel fuel. It just happens. Jimmer, I don't know if you were in here earlier when I was talking about it. I'm having trouble, I mentioned already, with the diesel heater. It's worked fine, in the 20 degrees, but once it starts getting down into the teens and below, I have trouble with the fuel gelling up. So I got some of that, anti-gel fuel treatment stuff. And it says, the bottle says it's good for like 165 gallons. I probably put half the bottle in there and it still will not run. And we're literally in only a couple gallons of fuel. So yesterday I went and got some kerosene and I dumped in, I don't know, half a gallon of kerosene. Maybe not quite that much. I don't know. But anyway, it still will start up and shut down. I still feel like it's the temperature of the fuel. Like there's still some gel in there. I don't know what's going on. I can't get it to clear up. And we're supposed to be like well below zero this weekend, so I'm trying to get it sorted out now. I don't understand. It's very strange. But thank you, Robert, for looking that up. I hadn't thought about it being contaminated. It's fresh. It's not old fuel. I just got it last week. But I guess you never know. Sam says, I was reading earlier that actress Dalcy Curry sadly died in the LA disaster. Goodness. Sorry for putting a damper on that on the chat. May she rest in peace. Yes, may she rest in peace. Yeah, Sam, no worries. It's kind of crazy. Kind of crazy. The whole fires over there. It's wild. And so many people have lost property, homes, and that sort of thing. And I just hope everybody stays safe. It's not good. Not good. So if you know anybody in that area, check in with them. Make sure they're all right. Paul says, got to go, everyone. Stay safe. Have a great week, Jeff. Stay warm. See you guys next week. Right on, Paul. Take care. Stay warm as well. It's going to get chilly. Have a good one, Paul. Glad you could stop by. It's awesome. Sam says, be safe, Paul. Robert had a glitch. Video stopped. Had to restart the stream. It's working again. Very strange, Robert. I don't know why. I can't explain that. It's just a glitch in the matrix, I guess. How Robert says to Paul, have a good one. Right on. Yeah, so that's where it's kind of what I got going on. We're working on guitar necks. I did record a video yesterday, just sort of a state of the shop 2025 intro. I'm going to post that this weekend. Just kind of talking about a lot of the things that I talk about here with you guys, but we're just going to put it out to everyone. Some of the things I'm working on, some of the things I want to tackle for 2025. Not necessarily resolutions, but just some, kind of things that I want to explore and things I want to try out. So that'll be out this weekend. And I'm going to start this afternoon, probably making some cuts on the CNC machine on this piece of maple right there. Robert says, one thing it mentioned in the article said that the gelling may cause a filter to clog. May need to check a filter. You avoid a test for excess water in the fuel. Not that I'm aware of, Robert. I don't know how you would do that. I can pull a fuel filter, though, and make sure that it's okay, I suppose. I guess I could maybe dip it in some kerosene to, if there's like ice or gel in there or something. I'm not sure. That's a good point. The fuel filter is pretty easy to pull out. Maybe there's still gel in there. I don't know. So here's another question, and I don't have the answer to it. Once the fuel gels up, does adding kerosene cause it to ungel? Technical term. Or does it just prevent future gelling? So once it's gelled, will it stay gelled until maybe the temperature warms up? I don't know. How do you ungel once it's gelled? I don't know. That was a question for you. I legitimately don't have that answer. I'd have to do some looking. Sam asks, how's the belt sander getting on? Sam, I used that thing yesterday? Monday. I used that thing Monday. Woo! It's insane. So I had a totally off-camera project, just a quick thing that I needed to do for the house. And I connected my dust collection to the port on the back, that little shroud that I made at the end. And I had a plywood panel. It was about 38 inches wide. 38? 28. 28 inches wide. And, so decent sized panel. And I had to sand the edge. I flipped on the dust collector. I turned on the sander, and that thing has got some torque. Even though it's only a 3/4 horse motor, if you're not ready, when you touch that piece onto that belt, it wants to pull it. I'm probably gonna need to put a stop on that table of some sort, because I wasn't ready at first, and it tried to pull the thing out of my hand. After that, I made sure that I was braced for it, and it was fine. As long as you're braced for it, I can bog the motor down if I really push, but with how fast it removes material, you don't even need to bear into it, like to really push into it. You just touch it on that belt, and the dust, it just removes material. It works so good. And the dust went with the actual dust collection on there. It wasn't bad. I tried it just for fun, kind of like I did in the video, without the dust collection, and the dust will actually go all the way around. Some of it flies out the dust port, but a lot of it will go all the way around and just fill the room with dust in seconds. So it's pretty important to have the dust collection going, but man, it works so good. I need to do a little bit of maybe reconfiguring on the dust port on the end, which I mentioned in the video, right? I wasn't 100% sure what I needed. It works fine. It's a little tricky. A lot of it is just due to where I have the sander placed. It's kind of hard to reach back there and plug in this dust port. So I might reconfigure that with some sort of an angle, just so it's easier for me to connect the hose to it. But that's not really a fault of even the design. It's just a matter, it's more of a fault of where I have the thing located. That corner is kind of packed in. I got a lot of stuff packed in there, so it's working awesome. And I think it's gonna be pretty cool. Robert says, I would think additives should get rid of the gelling. Otherwise, it would not be much use. Yeah, even fresh fuel could have been contaminated. Yes, I agree with that. It could possibly be. Sam says, maybe make an adjustable jig for holding project steady whilst sanding. Yeah, I think something, and I thought about this when I was building it, but again, I wasn't sure how I wanted to do it. It's some sort of a stop that it'll register against. I also didn't really want to drill into my nice, black laminate on the top that I put on the table. So I might have to come up with something different. I don't know. Mike says, well, need to go. Jeff, enjoy your journey and your sharing with us. If you need help or assistance with anything, let us know. Take care and see you next week. Mike, thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Just the offer, that kind of offer. I appreciate that so much. And it means a lot to me. So thank you, Mike. If there's any, that's kind of why I throw stuff out. I like your guys' opinion. I value your opinions and us being able to share ideas and stuff. So yeah, I appreciate that, Mike. Have a good one. We'll see you next week. Sam says you can make a dust extraction platform to attach the extractor to. I almost need to do something a little bit different. Where my dust extractor is attached, I don't know, something. On a separate note, my dust collection system is in a very weird spot now. It used to work really well, but now the sander like almost butts up against it. So like the dust bag is hanging down and it's kind of like in my way. I'm going to have to maybe change that a little bit one of these days. I'm not worried about it at the moment, but That is something I'd like to change. A lot of it is just due to the fact that I don't I don't have room. I don't have room to do a whole lot different. I almost need somebody to come and look at it and tell me what am I overlooking. We kind of get used to things over time. You just start seeing, well, this is my shop, right? Maybe another set of eyes to look and say, well, why don't you switch that over here and put that over there? And maybe I should do that one of these days. Call one of my buddies up here and say, hey, look at this thing and tell me, what am I missing? Robert says maybe a stop that wraps around from under the table. That's what was going through my head already. I didn't say that out loud, but yeah, some sort of a U-shaped thing that has screws on, hand screw kind of thing from the bottom. It's a welded up aluminum, or not aluminum. Aluminum would be cool, but I don't have the welding apparatus for that. Welded up angle iron deal, that fits over there, screws in from the bottom. It'd be nice and sturdy. Yeah, I think something like that is definitely in order. Sam says, build a bigger workshop. Sam, that would be awesome. That'd be amazing. A friend of mine said, keeps giving me a hard time. My friend Matt is Zimbelman Guitars. He's always, kind of, nudging me on. Hey, you should do a GoFundMe for one of those, Home Depot or big box store sheds. And then the shed can be your shop, which is not a terrible idea because it'd be bigger than the space I have now. But yeah, I haven't done that yet. But he keeps telling me, you got to set that GoFundMe up, he says. Get that shed shop. Jimmer says, diesel can be a pain. All right, so let's see here. Says, can take a long while to work through the lines. Possibly a weak glow plug, too. I mean, it's possible on the glow plug. I think this glow plug, I don't know, how long have I had this now? 2 years, maybe? So the glow plug would only be a couple years old, which I don't know if that's a lot. I don't know. I feel like it's a fuel issue. Fuel delivery or something, because when the temperature is not frigid, right? It's been working fine up until this last week or two, week and a half. It's been working great. 20 degrees, mid 20s, 30s, 40s, everything above. It works awesome. But once it gets down into the teens is when I start having trouble. And I know it's going to continue down into the single digits. And like I said, we're going to be way below zero. That's why I was trying, all right, I'm going to go get the kerosene. Kerosene here is over $6 a gallon for plain clear kerosene. What? I haven't bought kerosene in quite a few years, but I couldn't believe that. That's ridiculous. So I went and bought some, for this, and it didn't seem to fix the problem. So I don't know what's going on. Don't know. I'm going to fire it back up when we're done and see if it runs. I got the heat blowing a little bit on the tank to try to warm up the tank. Maybe I can get the temperature of everything up so that it ungels, and then maybe the additives will keep it from gelling again. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Sam says, maybe a tractor trailer workshop. Yeah, that would be cool too. I've thought about that as well. I've thought of all these options, different things that would be fun. I thought of buying a large enclosed trailer, like a car hauler kind of trailer. I don't have the vehicle enough to haul that around anywhere. But I thought it would be kind of cool, if you bought something like that, I could build the whole shop inside that trailer. And then, let's say I moved, right? So then you just hire a mover, or you hire a buddy with a big truck to come and hook onto it and move it. I think something like that would be kind of cool too. The shed shop, I think, would be cool. Hard to move if you plan on moving, which I wouldn't mind moving somewhere where we can have a bigger space, and then maybe these wouldn't be an issue. But I think the mobile car hauler shop would be cool because you can get an 8-foot wide enclosed trailer, right? 8 foot wide is literally wider than I'm in right now. So an enclosed trailer would be literally a bigger space than this shop. I don't know. There's just all kinds of different things that I've thought of. Plus, it'd be a fun video project. We're going to build this trailer into a workshop. That'd be cool. Time Surfing says a yard shed workshop. Robert says, isn't the glow plug only used when it first starts? I think, Robert, for these, because this is not, so a typical diesel engine, right, like a pickup kind of thing, or, a piece of a machinery, a tractor or something. The glow plug is used only at starts. You would be correct, right? So once the engine fires and gets a little bit of temperature in there, the compression, it basically causes the fuel to combust, right? Because they're super high compression. A diesel heater runs on diesel fuel, but there's no piston in there. It does run strictly on the glow plug. So, a lot of the principles are the same as a diesel engine, like a piston engine, but there's no piston. There's a fuel pump that sprays fuel into the combustion chamber where it is ignited by the glow plug, and then it just burns. It doesn't move any piston back and forth. I used to think that there was before I had one and really understood how it worked. But yeah, there's no piston. The glow plug, I believe, is on all the time. I think it's going to have to be. I don't know if it's on 100%. I know it draws way more power at first startup, and maybe combustion once it gets going keeps it going. But there is no piston, so there's no piston to ignite the fuel. I don't know. That's a good question. Is the glow plug on all the time? I guess I don't have a 100% answer to that. I thought it was. Jimmer says, warm the diesel up. Can stay gelled. That was my thought. So I kind of got the heat output aimed at the tank. Time Surfing shipping container. Yeah, see, that'd be cool. That'd be cool, and you can move it. I don't know how you can move it. I don't know how well they move if it's packed full of stuff. But that's what I was thinking. So, I would almost like something I could move. I don't know why. I don't plan on being a nomad workshop and I'm moving all over the place. Although that'd be kind of fun. But I need something to pull it with. But yeah, there's a ton of options and they would be fun. I just need a different piece of land to put some stuff on. That'd be kind of fun. Sam says, in the UK, I used to go to a converted double-decker cafe, all seating, upstairs level. That'd be cool. That would be cool. Yeah, so Jimmer, I think I am going to I'm going to see if I can get that warmed up a little more. I've even got the tank sitting up off the floor, so it's not picking up all that heat off the floor. Maybe I need to raise it a little more. Might help. I don't know. I think maybe I will. Maybe I'll knock together a quick little riser of some sort just to raise it up and get it off that cold floor. Robert says, yeah, that makes more sense. Without the piston, it would almost have to have something to sustain the flame. Yes. Yep. Time Surfing says, they move them all the time fully loaded. Rent a rider to move it. Oh, well, there you go. Oh, yeah. Yeah, you rent a truck and just haul it around. That's a good idea. Yeah. Let's go rent one. Hook your enclosed trailer or whatever thingy to it. Yeah, that's a good call. Sam says, get a fuel tank jacket. It might need a tank jacket. Some sort of a heat tape on my fuel tank. That's not a bad idea. Huh. Wrap a heat tape around it. I wonder if it'd get hot enough to melt my tank. I don't think so. Heat tape doesn't seem to get that hot. That's not a bad idea. What do you think? Jimmer, you know those tanks. Plastic, cheap kind of tank. Think a heat tape would melt it? That's actually a really good idea. Time Surfing says an 8x20 can be moved rather easily. Yeah, see, an 8x20 enclosed trailer would probably. So I'm trying to envision. Some of my shop space is taken up by, actually a fair bit of shop space is taken up by household storage type stuff. I'm trying to think without that. 8x20 I think would be plenty. It would be more space than I have now. Not by a lot. What's that? 160 square feet? But it's more, right? If I use it only for the shop, if I don't have household storage stuff and I don't store lumber, I have a lot of boards and stuff stored inside here too that takes up a lot of space. If I don't have that, yeah, I would have more space in an 8x20 enclosed trailer than I do in this shop right now. And that wouldn't be a giant trailer. That'd be fun. That'd be a cool build. That'd be a nice series. Time Surfer and Lowboy like the tow cars with. Oh yeah, yeah, with the low deck. Yeah, see, something like that would be cool. It really would. That'd be a fun project. And then everything's there. So if you have to move or whatever, then you just haul your trailer. Sam says in Germany they sell battery jackets for cold conditions. Interesting. Yeah, see, something like that might be. I'm going to see about getting it up off the floor a little bit more. Right now, it's only 2 inches off the floor, but it's cold on the floor. The floor is cold. Maybe I've got a piece of treated stuff right here. I might take a few minutes before I start working on this guitar neck and slap something together to raise it up a little bit. Just to try to get it up off the floor more. I might do that, I think. Robert says maybe if you put some insulation under the tank, maybe even just old style light bulb close to the tank, it works in sub-freezing conditions to keep a well house from freezing. Yes, I've done that more than once. I've even done that in the car before. Back in the day, just to keep, I had a vehicle that wouldn't start when it was super cold, like the starter would freeze or something. I don't remember all the details, but I remember I was working at, it was a long time ago, I worked at a dairy farm. And it was super cold. And I remember bringing a trouble light out there and sitting it down there around the starter for a while, just to keep it sort of warm so that it would start when I got done working and it was time to go home. Yeah, that's not a bad idea either. I'm gonna mess around with that. I may not get the guitar neck started today, but I will tomorrow if I mess with this thing a little bit, which I feel like it's probably worth taking the time to do. Look who showed up. Harry Dude's here. Harry Dude, what's up? Says, didn't think I'd make it. Just got home from work. Right on, Harry Dude. How's it going? Welcome. Thankfully, we're running a little bit long here, so you get to tune in, and that's all right. We're sort of brainstorming and troubleshooting some troubles I'm having with my diesel heater. With the since we got cold temperatures. I know. You don't want to think about the cold temperatures because you're basking in the warmth of summer. But we're not, and it's going to be below zero this weekend. My diesel heater is the fuel's gelling up, so we're kind of brainstorming a little bit if I can keep it warmer. Right on. But Harry, dude, what are you working on, or what were you working on? Hopefully your work day went well. I see you're back at it. Are you buried in work from your time off? That's awesome. So yeah, I'm going to try that a little bit. It shouldn't take too long to plop together some sort of a riser type of thing to lift that up a little more off of the cold floor, and might be a good idea. I'll see if I got something I can put down. I got a couple little scraps of carpet around here. Maybe I'll put that down as well as sort of I don't know. It's not really insulation, but as a barrier, maybe it'll help. Rubber? I got some rubber, some old stall mats. Yeah, I don't know. We'll get it figured out. I'm not too worried. And really, like I said, I've got some other options for heat as well, but yeah, that one really does make a big difference. Sam says an electric kettle is worth getting. My kettle boils water in less than 2 minutes. It's pretty quick. I don't have an electric one. I just have one I set on the stove, and it takes maybe 4 minutes. So that's pretty good. Time Servant says, in reverse world, is below freezing the same? Since I'm in reverse world? I'm not in reverse world anymore. Look, I reversed it. You can't read it anymore. Well, that's true. You make a good point. I'm afraid, though, that it's still going to be cold here. Reverse world or not. Time surfing. Oh, yeah, Harry, dude. See, I fixed the reverse problem. Now you can't see it. Oh, I should like put it on there backwards. Anyway, I guess I probably ought to get back to work, I should say. Now that I've got an extra project to do here, put together a little riser. Heritage says, do you have those 12-volt heating pads? I don't. I was just thinking. I don't have a 12-volt heating pad. But that would work. I do have it gets way too hot though. My guitar, my acoustic side bender, that would totally melt the tank. But I wonder if I turned it on in slow or in bursts. If I could use it to get some heat in the tank. Huh. I don't know. Not a bad idea. I gotta look around. Heritage says the Home Built Workshop sign gives it away. No, it doesn't. There, you can't see it. Robert says the same thing. Home Built sign's still backwards. There, I'm gonna put something up in front of it. I don't know. I can't win. Sam says, check out the camera settings in the image control area. It might be defaulted. Sam, I looked at it already. I spent an hour, 45 minutes to an hour or something like that, going through settings, even watched some tutorials. None of them made any difference. So yeah, no luck. It's got to be something on the YouTube side, but it's very frustrating to me. I'm not going to give up the search though. I'm going to keep trying. There's a couple settings that everything says to leave checked on the camera. I might just try for fun unchecking them and seeing what that does. Maybe it'll work. I don't care. Whatever it is, whatever we need to do to solve this problem. But anyway, Time Servant says, got to flip the Home Built sign. Yep. I've been thinking about remaking that. Not to make it backwards, but I made that a long time ago, and I still like it. I got to do a little maintenance on it. I don't know if you probably can't tell right there, but the P is kind of falling off, and I've had a few other letters try to fall off, and yeah, I probably ought to try to fix it up one of these days. But anyway, guys, we're gonna wrap this up. I want to say thank you to all of you for allowing me to hang out with you, pick your brains on some different things, and just hang out. So I really appreciate it. And yeah, I gotta mess around with a little bit of this heater thing, and then I gotta get to work on this guitar. Sam says, climb through the parallel universe mirror. Everything will be fine. It will be fine, Sam. It really will, no matter what. Robert says, if you contacted anyone from the help sections on YouTube, I have not. That maybe I might look into that too, and see what we can maybe we can figure something out. Sam says, thank you for the fantastic stream today, Jeff and everyone. Right on. You guys are awesome. I appreciate you guys so much. I wish you all the best. Have an awesome week. Like I said, video coming out this weekend. State of the shop, goals sort of thing coming up. And yeah, that'll be out. You guys get out in your shops, make some cool things, fix some stuff, build some things. Really, just have fun. Have a good week. Be safe. Be well. All that sort of thing. Heritage says, cheers, everyone. Catch you next week. Time Surfing says, have a great week, everyone. Sam says, be safe. And yeah, you guys, thank you. Take care. We'll see you next time. stay busy. Get to working on things. I want to know what you're working on. I don't even know what I'm trying to say right there. But anyway, thank you all. We'll talk to you next time. We'll see you later. Take care. Thank you.